Welcome to the video lecture series in Pharmacognosy by Edify-City. Let us see a new module, nutraceuticals. And before jumping to the main topic, we need to understand the global scenario that in spite of so much advancement in modern medicine and so much innovations in technology and biotechnology, we observe that there has been an increase in the number of people turning to alternative medical therapies and the traditional systems of medicine and medicines from herbs, which emphasizes the importance of a good diet in maintaining and restoring health. Now, nearly 2/3 of the world's 7.8 billion people, as of March 2020, the population of the world, that is 7.8 billion, rely on the healing power of plant-based materials for many reasons, which include availability, affordability, safety, or their belief in traditional cues. Looking at the historical background, the original idea in these concepts, the concept of relying on herbs and natural products for good health, goes back 3,000 years ago, where Hippocrates, the well-recognized father of modern medicine, stated, "Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food." Now, he predicted the relationship between appropriate foods for health and their therapeutic benefits. And recently, in the early 1900s, food manufacturers in the United States had begun adding iodine to salt in an effort to prevent goiter, representing one of the first attempts at creating a functional component through fortification. Now, today researchers have gone long path in this regard, and they have identified hundreds of compounds with functional qualities. Let us see what are nutraceuticals. Coming to the terminology, this nutraceutical came as a combination of the words nutrition and pharmaceutical. This term was coined in the year 1989 by the founder and chairman of the Foundation for Innovation in Medicine, Mr. Stephen D. Fallis. This is an American organization which encourages medical health research. Now, according to him, the definition of a nutraceutical is that it is a food or parts of a food that provide medical or health benefits, including the prevention and treatment of disease. This clause is very crucial in defining nutraceuticals. Now, this nutraceutical, or you can call it a bioceutical, is a pharmaceutical alternative, as they claim, for physiological benefits. And nutraceuticals can deliver benefits beyond basic nutrition and provide health benefit and modulate immunity and prevent and cure specific diseases. Now, nutraceuticals have also been called medical foods, designer foods, phytochemicals, functional foods, and nutritional supplements. And we always usually see in the everyday products as bio yogurts, organic products, fortified breakfast cereals, as well as vitamins, herbal remedies, and even genetically modified foods and supplements. But are they the same? Are the different names for the same type of product, that is nutraceutical, stands the same as functional foods, dietary supplements? Let us see that. Now, there are different terms and definitions, and they are used in different countries in a different manner, which often results in a confusion regarding the terminologies like nutraceuticals, functional foods, dietary supplement, designer foods. Keeping everything apart, the pharmaceuticals, they are considered as drugs used mainly to treat diseases, while nutraceuticals are those that are intended to prevent diseases. Now, looking at the European Union medicines law, a nutraceutical can be defined as a medicine for two reasons. It can be used for the prevention, treatment, or cure of a condition or disease, or be administered with a view to restoring, correcting, or modifying physiological function in human beings. Now, both pharmaceuticals and the nutraceuticals can cure and prevent diseases, but only pharmaceuticals in the European Union have governmental sanctions. Now, coming to Canada, a functional food has been defined as being similar in appearance to conventional foods. It is not something aloof from the foods. It is similar in appearance to conventional foods and consumed as a part of an usual diet. Whereas a nutraceutical is a product produced from foods but sold in pills, powders, and other medicinal forms, not generally associated with food. Now, this is a contradicting statement when we look for the definitions from other countries. In Britain, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food have developed a definition of a functional food as a food that has component incorporated into it to give it a specific medical or physiological benefit other than purely nutritional benefit. So we see here that both in Canada and Britain, a functional food is essentially a food, but a nutraceutical is an isolated or a concentrated form. But in the United States, the medical foods and the dietary supplements, different from the nutraceuticals, are regulatory terms that there are governmental sanctions on these. Whereas for nutraceuticals and functional foods in the United States, they are not under the regulatory bodies. Rather, they are determined by the consultants and the marketeers based on consumer trends. Let us move ahead to see in depth what are functional foods. Now, the functional foods can be considered to be those natural, whole or fortified. Enriched, the fortified word stands for the same thing, enriched or enhanced foods, or from which a component has been removed by technological or biotechnological means that provide health benefits beyond the provision of essential nutrients. That is, it stands one step ahead. Now they must demonstrate, the functional foods, their claims of preventing diseases. And these effects can be expected to be manifested when the food is consumed in normal amounts as part of the usual diet. And another important clause here is that the functional foods should not be in the form of pills or capsules or any dosage form. So as a conclusion, the functional food provides the body with the required amount of vitamins, fats, proteins, carbohydrates which are needed for its healthy survival. Another important thing, that the functional foods must remain foods. I'm repeating it again. And they might contain an ingredient or fortified with an ingredient like a micronutrient or a chemical with a beneficial effect which targets one or more functions in the body. Now, when functional food aids in the prevention or the treatment of diseases, or it alleviates the disorders other than anemia, then it does not remain under the category of functional foods. Now it is considered a nutraceutical. Now why was anemia excluded from the list of diseases and disorders? Because as we see that most of the functional foods act in some way or the other as anti-anemic. So the exception to anemia is considered as to have a clear distinction between the two terms, that is functional food and a nutraceutical. Now let us see the examples of functional foods. One, as we have already got a glimpse, that they might be fortified dairy products, that is, they have been enhanced with added calcium. Similarly, the citrus fruits and their juices fortified with calcium are considered functional foods. Then oatmeal we see in the market, in the grocery store, as it contains soluble fiber that can help lower cholesterol levels and thereby reduces the risk of heart attack. Apart from that, glucosamine, calcium, anti-inflammatory and antioxidant nutrients and phytochemicals which help in the improvement of the condition of joints, muscles and bones are also considered functional food. Then the role of xanthophylls in eye health is a very remarkable aspect. Now conjugated linoleic acid and T-phenolics are also considered functional foods which aid in weight maintenance and the balance between muscle mass and fatty tissue. Now coming to the definition of dietary supplement. Now we have seen that there is a difference between nutraceuticals and functional foods. That functional foods are limited to maintain good health, They are not considered in playing a role in the treatment of diseases or the rectification of the disorders. Now coming to the dietary supplement, what does it have in the bundle? What is the difference between dietary supplement and the nutraceutical? A dietary supplement is a product that is intended to supplement the diet that contains one or more of the following dietary ingredients, such as vitamin, minerals, amino acids, herbs, or other botanicals. A dietary substance to supplement the diet by increasing the total daily intake, or a concentrate metabolite, or a constituent extract, or combinations of these ingredients. What the author intends here is that a dietary supplement, it fills up the lacuna which a normal routine diet does not satisfy, does not qualify to fulfill the daily requirements of the dietary allowances. Now it is here an important clause which I am going to tell you now, that it is intended for ingestion as pill, capsule, tablet or liquid form, in contrast to functional foods, where we have discussed that the functional foods should be a whole normal food. It's not in the form of any dosage form, whereas a dietary supplement is a dietary supplement only when it is administered as a pill, capsule, tablet or liquid form, but not represented for use as a conventional food or as the sole item of a meal or diet. Now here there is a slight difference between nutraceuticals and dietary supplements. Now nutraceuticals must not only supplement the diet but should also aid in the prevention or treatment of the diseases and the disorders. So the nutraceuticals are considered for use as a conventional food or as the sole item of meal or diet, whereas dietary supplements are to be administered as a dosage form. I hope that it is very clear. We move on for what are medical foods. Now this is totally a different specific category of therapeutic agents that are intended for nutritional management of a specific disease. An example of medical food is the formulations intended to manage patients with inborn errors in amino acid metabolism. The newer medical foods, with the advent of new technologies, they have been designed to manage different diseases such as hyperhomocysteine. Now this is a medical condition which is characterized by an abnormally high level of homocysteine in the blood. Another disease in this context is pancreatic exocrine insufficiency. Now what is this? That the pancreas is divided into an exocrine portion and an endocrine portion. The exocrine portion contains acinar and duct tissue, and the endocrine portion, as we know, contains islets of Langerhans. So the exocrine portion comprises 85% of the mass of the pancreas, and it secretes digestive enzymes, water and sodium bicarbonate into the duodenum. So this is the treatment of the condition where the exocrine portion of the pancreas does not work properly. Here comes the role of medical foods. And other conditions are such as inflammatory conditions and cancer cachexia. That is, cancer cachexia is a wasting syndrome characterized by weight loss, anorexia, asthenia and anemia. And many other diseases are there in the list which are targeted to be treated by medical foods. Another important aspect and a clause is that the medical foods are to be taken under the supervision of a medical practitioner. They cannot be taken by anyone as normally on a routine, but medical foods are to be strictly followed under the supervision of a medical practitioner. So here we have covered the main terminologies and the slight and the major differences between nutraceuticals and the other terms which are usually used synonymously in the market. Although I make it clear to you that nutraceuticals is a different entity, functional foods is a different thing, and dietary supplements are a distinct product. In the coming lectures, we will be seeing classification of nutraceuticals, whereby there will be a much more elaboration and deliberation on the concept of nutraceuticals. Thank you very much.